Hello, gorgeous, and welcome back to my platform. I am so excited that you are here. Y'all, we are like 3 days away from 2025. And if I'm honest with y'all, it's a little bit bittersweet. Like, as always, I'm like super amped about the opportunity to cheer you on. Let's get it, thug motivation. I can't wait for you to drop your goals, your aspirations, your resolutions in my DMs or my comments, just so that I can like spam you with my love, right? But I also recognize that there's a population of my community who's feeling really anxious right now. They're feeling really sad. They're feeling stuck. Like, I didn't do enough this year. I didn't accomplish anything this year. Or even worse, here I am once again at the end of the year in the same position I was in last year and the year before and the year before that. And so, as these next couple of days roll in, I wanted to leave with you the importance of not falling into the comparison trap. Don't allow yourself to do that. Like, probably starting today, there's going to be highlight reels where people are announcing, like, oh, this year was amazing for me. I had a baby. I got a new job. I got married. I got engaged. I got my house. Like, all of these things. And I want you to know that means nothing about you. If we're not careful, we allow ourselves to have that mentality of when's it going to be my turn? Or why does amazing things keep happening to them? And all of the negativity, right? I want you to remember, I've said it countless times this year. You, my love, are one of one. You're not in competition with anybody, not your sibling, not your parent, not the girl from college, not the girl from high school, definitely not any of these strangers. You're not in competition with them. You are on earth at this moment in time for a specific assignment. It is your duty to find out what that assignment is and live it. And you're not on anybody else's timeline. Don't allow society to pressure you into thinking that I should be having a baby by now. I should be married by now. I should have met the guy. Why don't I? Stop. Stop it. You are creating more chaos and more stress for yourself than it's worth. Learning to lean back and allow life to ebb and flow has given me the most sincerest peace and joy that I can ever express. And so if you are feeling like that already, I want to encourage you to unplug. Unplug, because there's no need for you to be looking at people celebrating all this stuff that's going to make you feel bad about you, right? Like, ideally, we see our friends celebrate and we can be like, hey, and it's a motivation. Like, you see them accomplishing amazing things and it reconfirms for you that it's possible for you. Good job, them. Let's go, me. But if you're not in that headspace, pull back. If you're friends in real life, you don't necessarily have to be friends on social media. That's a lesson I learned this year too. It's okay. Okay? So just keep that in your pocket. You guys know I'm super transparent. So I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable with y'all before I share the one big thing that you should do before 2025. So if you watched me this year, you know, professionally, I blew it out of the park. Like, I accomplished things I never even, in my wildest dreams, I never would have thought it was possible. Like being an executive contributor for Brains or being featured in magazines and all of that stuff. I never even considered that. Like, whoa, right? But personally, my life was a train wreck when it came to familial ties and conflict. I spent 6.5 months with my youngest kid in residential treatment. I'm very clear about that. I really, really strained relationships with two of the closest people in my life. And it changed me. Like, recognizing that that conflict was birthed out of my ability to voice my needs with clarity, with confidence, to not be wavering, to hold my boundaries, to refuse to stay stuck in the good girl trap. That's just life. Like, I've been talking about it for seasons. I've been talking about it for years, but being about it by executing it, recognizing that people want you to stay stuck in the mindset, in the mind frame, in the behavioral pattern that you were in, because they can manipulate and control you. And once people can't control or manipulate you, they try to control and manipulate the way that people see you. And recognizing that and being okay with that is something that I want for every girl in my community. I want you to recognize in real time that something is happening to you, that you're being gaslit, that you're being pushed to the edge, and you refuse to waver. I want you to be so rock solid in your identity that when someone is blowing you up and calling you all of these names and accusing you of things that you know you're not guilty of, instead of unraveling and feeling like you need to implode or explode and calling all these people for validation or verification or feeling like, oh my goodness, what did I do wrong? You recognize that the only thing that you did wrong is allow this type of behavior to go on for so long that they think it's okay. That's what I want for you. I was in a situation yesterday where in real time, I recognized that I was handling this situation far better than I would have 2 years ago. I can go as far as say last year, because instead of exploding, I recognized the hurt. And I was like, oh, wow. Like that saying, hurt people, like it really came to fruition. And I was like, I don't have it in me. Like with, you guys know I'm a Sagittarius, right? So I could have like that and just broke you down in the shambles, but I didn't. I had no desire to do that in my heart. And I was more like blown away by the fact that I was thinking about y'all. I was like, this person's really hurt, first of all. And then secondly, I'm like, I want this level of calm, this level of peace, this level of certainty, this level of I'm entitled to the things that I want, I need, I desire. I'm entitled to my own energy. I'm entitled to tell you no. I'm entitled to set a boundary and not feel like I was wavering. I want that for everybody. I want for a year from now, you not to be sitting crisscross applesauce wondering what you could have said differently to that guy who's been dragging you through the ringer for the last couple of years. I don't want you to be crisscross applesauce. I want you to have the courage to go out and chase the life that your dreams and stop waiting for permission or approval to go back to esthetician school or go back to get your associates or your bachelor's, to go back and get your master's, to get the certification, to write the book, to do the thing, to travel, to love. I want for every girl in my community to be able to confidently show up as the main character of her story. And when I say that, I don't mean that you don't care about anybody else. I mean that you stop putting everything that you want, you need, you desire, you think on the back burner for somebody else. Because we teach people how they treat us. It's time out for treating or teaching people that they can treat you like you are secondhand rags or like you don't matter or like your voice doesn't deserve to be heard. I don't want that for you. I want you to be happy and healthy and in relationships that are meaningful and fulfilling. I don't want you crying at home. I don't want you at the office till 5 and 6 o'clock on Friday night, dragging yourself into the bed and then bed rotting until Sunday because you don't have the drive or motivation to do something different with your life. I want you to be free. And I do that by coaching. I do that by these videos. I do that by guiding you, by mentorship. And it's on you to say yes. My coach said the other day, she had told her dad that if you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, I can show up here every single day with a skill, with a strategy, with some sort of motivation to push you toward the life of your dreams. But if you do not apply it, if you don't do the work, it's pointless. But I've done my part. And so every single day I'm showing up inviting you to something, whether it's to listen to a podcast or join one of my communities, because I genuinely care. I remember being that girl where I would sit down on New Year's or going into New Year's and I would feel so unaccomplished. It was like, oh, this year once again was underwhelming. I felt like I was on a hamster wheel. I felt stuck. And I'm like, what can I do to be good enough? What can I do so that he'll love me more? What can I do so that my family will better appreciate me? What can I do so that I get recognized in the office? And then I recognized that it was time for me to stop looking outside for validation. It was time for me to go within. I validate myself. I choose myself. I push myself. I drive myself. I take responsibility for me, for my life, and for what I want. And it meant elevating habits. It meant getting really honest and crystal clear on what I wanted. And it meant doing the work. And now that I'm on my square, I lead other women to do the same thing. And it would be so, so sad to go another year with you being so amazing and so filled with all of this opportunity, and we go to 2025 and you're sitting there with untapped potential. I don't want that for you. I know that lots of times I give y'all tough love, but seriously, it is because I care. I want you to walk around in this world knowing who you are and what you bring to the table. I want you to have the courage to get up when respect and love and kindness and understanding is not being served. I want you to know where you want to go and to be able to take actionable steps to get there. And I want you to be so filled with purpose and passion and potential that you will not settle for less than you know that you deserve. It's why I do what I do. I don't post this for fun. This is not a hobby for me. This is my life's mission. And so I want you to get just as serious about your life as I am about mine. Because guess what? I can't want it for you more than you want it for you. I did not get on here to say all of that. Okay, so get a piece of paper, okay? I'm gonna teach you the strategy. I got all worked up. Teach you the strategy, okay? So as we bring in 2025, before we get there, I want you to sit down. I want you to write out who you want to become. Y'all know that's my question. I don't care what you want to accomplish. I am far more concerned with who it is that you want to become. Because if you do not become this person, how can you accomplish those things, right? Right. Okay. So write down who you want to become. And then I want you to ask yourself these questions, okay? There's 3 of them. What do I need to stop doing to become this person? What do I need to start doing to become this person? And what do I need to keep doing? Okay? What do I need to stop? Because there's some habits, some people, some places, some things. We talked about that we're going to have to stop. And then what do I need to start? Do we need to be waking up early? Do we need to implement a morning routine? Do we need a nighttime routine? Do we need a self-care strategy, an exercise strategy? And then what do I need to keep doing? What's going well? Most of us have something that we're doing that we can keep doing, okay? So I want to know these things. This is going to set you up. It's going to lay the foundation for when we move into systems over the next couple of weeks, okay? Because we're going to figure out how we start, stop, and keep. We're going to figure out how to fit those into our systems so we create goals that blow you out of the water for 2025, okay? I love y'all. I want the very best for y'all. As I said, this may be the last video for 2024, but the way I just got fired up, y'all might see me Monday. I